Have you ever wondered why some men cheat in relationships? It's a question that's plagued couples for centuries, leaving a trail of heartbreak and confusion. But let me tell you, understanding the reasons behind infidelity isn't about pointing fingers or placing blame. It's about getting real, getting honest, and getting to the heart of the matter. Because when you understand the why, you can start to heal, rebuild, and maybe even prevent it from happening again. We're going to dive deep, folks, into the minds of men who stray and uncover the 13 shock. Now, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. A relationship without an emotional connection is like a car without an engine. It might look fancy on the outside, but it ain't going anywhere. Men, just like women, need to feel heard, understood, and appreciated. They need to know that their partner is there for them, not just physically, but emotionally. When that connection fades, it creates a void, a sense of loneliness that can be almost unbearable. And let me tell you, that emptiness can be a powerful motivator to seek solace elsewhere. It's like trying to fill a bottomless pit. They're searching for that missing piece, that emotional fulfillment that's lacking in their relationship. They might not even be consciously aware of it, but deep down, they're craving that spark, that feeling of being truly connected to another human being. And if they don't find it at home, well, they might just start looking somewhere else. That's why it's crucial to keep that emotional connection strong, folks. Make time for each other, talk about your feelings, and show appreciation for your partner. Don't let that flame die out, or you might find yourself facing a cold, hard truth. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Look, intimacy is a vital part of any romantic relationship. It's about connection, pleasure, and feeling desired. And when those needs aren't being met, it can create a rift in the relationship, a physical and emotional distance that can be tough to bridge. Now, I'm not saying that every man who cheats is sexually frustrated, but for some, the lack of intimacy in their relationship can be a major driving force behind infidelity. It's like a physical hunger, a primal urge that needs to be satisfied. And if they're not getting it at home, they might start looking for it elsewhere. Now, before you jump to conclusions, understand this. It's not always about the quantity of sex, folks. It's about the quality, the connection, the feeling of being desired. Are you making your partner feel wanted? Are you putting in the effort to keep? We live in a world full of temptation, folks. It's everywhere you look, from the internet to the workplace, even that friendly neighbor down the street. And let me tell you, opportunity makes a thief, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Now, I'm not saying that every man who's presented with an opportunity will cheat. But let's be real, sometimes the temptation can be overwhelming, especially if there's already trouble brewing in the relationship. It's like walking a tightrope. One wrong step and you're headed for a fall. Think about it. Late nights at the office, business trips, social gatherings, these are all situations where lines can get blurred, where boundaries can be tested. And if a man's not careful, he might find himself slipping down a slippery slope that leads straight to infidelity. We all crave a little excitement in our lives, folks. It's what keeps things interesting, keeps us on our toes. But for some men, that desire for novelty and excitement can spill over into their relationships, leading them down a path of infidelity. Now, it's not that their partner is boring or dull, not necessarily. It's about the thrill of the unknown, the allure of something new and different. It's like a shot of adrenaline, a rush that can be addictive. And once they get a taste of it, they might find it hard to resist. It's the excitement of the chase, the thrill of conquest, the feeling of being desired by someone new. It's a dangerous game, folks, one that can have devastating consequences. Because once that initial excitement fades, they're left with the harsh reality of their choices. Let me tell you something, folks. Low self-esteem can be a real killer, especially in relationships. When a man doesn't feel good about himself, he might seek validation and affirmation from external sources, and that can lead him down a dangerous path. It's like they're constantly searching for proof that they're worthy, that they're desirable. And sometimes That search leads them to the arms of someone else, someone who makes them feel good about themselves, even if it's just for a fleeting moment. Now, it's not about their partner not making them feel good enough. It's about their own internal struggle, their own lack of self-worth. They need to work on themselves, build up their confidence, and realize that true validation comes from within, not from the fleeting attention. Commitment, folks, it's the bedrock of any successful relationship. It's about making a choice, day in and day out, to be present, to be faithful, to be there for your partner. And when that commitment wavers, well, it can open the door to all sorts of trouble. Now, I'm not just talking about the legal commitment of marriage. I'm talking about the emotional commitment, the willingness to put in the work, to weather the storms, to go the distance. When that's missing, it's like building a house on sand. It's only a matter of time before it crumbles. A man who lacks commitment might be more likely to stray, to seek fulfillment elsewhere, because he's not truly invested in the relationship. He might be emotionally unavailable, afraid of intimacy, or simply not ready to settle down. And that can be a recipe for disaster, folks, a breeding ground for infidelity and heartbreak. Hurt people, hurt people. It's a sad truth, folks, but it's a truth nonetheless. When a man feels betrayed, hurt, or angry in a relationship, he might lash out, seeking revenge through infidelity. It's a misguided attempt to regain control, to even the score, to inflict pain on the person who hurt them. But let me tell you, revenge is a double-edged sword. It might feel good in the moment, but in the long run, it only adds fuel to the fire, creating more pain and resentment. Instead of resorting to revenge, folks, we need to find healthy ways to process our anger and hurt. Talk to a therapist, confide in a trusted friend, find a constructive outlet for those emotions, because two wrongs don't make a right, and revenge cheating only perpetuates. We all need to feel loved and appreciated, folks. It's a basic human need. It's what makes us feel valued and worthwhile. And when a man feels neglected in a relationship, it can chip away at his self-esteem, leaving him vulnerable to the advances of others. It's like a slow poison, a gradual erosion of his sense of worth. He might feel invisible, unimportant, like he's taken for granted, and that can create a breeding ground for resentment, a longing for someone who will make him feel seen and appreciated. Now, it's not about showering him with gifts or constant attention. It's about the little things, the everyday gestures that demonstrate love and care. A listening ear, a helping hand, a heartfelt compliment. These are the things that make a man feel valued and appreciated. Relationships are a two-way street, folks. It's about two people coming together, sharing their lives, and building a future based on mutual understanding and respect. But sometimes, couples have different expectations about the relationship, and that can lead to conflict, resentment, and even infidelity. Maybe one partner expects monogamy, while the other craves an open relationship. Maybe one values traditional gender roles, while the other seeks a more egalitarian partnership. Whatever the discrepancy, it's crucial to communicate openly and honestly about your expectations, to ensure that you're both on the same page. Because when expectations clash, it can create a breeding ground for misunderstandings, hurt feelings, and a sense of disconnect. And that disconnect can make a man more susceptible to the allure of someone who seems to align with. Addiction is a powerful force, folks. It can take hold of a person's life, dictating their actions, thoughts, and behaviors. And for some men, addiction to sex or risk-taking can be a major driving force behind infidelity. It's not about love, connection, or even pleasure. It's about the rush, the thrill, the need to satisfy a craving that consumes them. They might engage in risky sexual behaviors, seek out multiple partners, or become involved in dangerous situations, all in pursuit of that fleeting high. Now, addiction is a complex issue, and it requires professional help to address. It's not something that can be simply wished away or controlled through willpower. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please seek help. There are resources available and recovery is possible. Life is full of ups and downs, folks. We face challenges, transitions, and unexpected events that can shake us to our core. And during these times of crisis, some men might seek solace in the arms of another, seeking comfort and escape from the turmoil in their lives. It's a coping mechanism, a way to numb the pain, to feel alive amidst the chaos. They might be dealing with job loss, financial difficulties, health issues, or family problems, and the stress can become overwhelming. Now, it's not an excuse for infidelity, but it's important to understand the underlying factors that might contribute to such behavior. During times of crisis, it's crucial to reach out for support, to lean on loved ones, to seek professional help if needed. We're all influenced by the people around us, folks. Our friends, family, colleagues, they all shape our perspectives, values, and behaviors. And when it comes to infidelity, peer influence can play a significant role. If a man's social circle condones or encourages infidelity, he might be more likely to engage in such behavior. It's a matter of normalization, of seeing it as acceptable, even expected. The boys will be boys mentality, the glorification of casual sex. These can create a culture where infidelity is seen as a badge of honor, rather than a betrayal of trust. Now, it's not about blaming friends or pointing fingers. It's about recognizing the power of social influence and choosing to surround ourselves with people who uphold our values, who support healthy. Life can get messy, folks. We all have our own baggage, our own unresolved issues, our own demons to face. And sometimes, infidelity can serve as a distraction, a way to avoid confronting those inner demons. It's like running away from a problem instead of facing it head-on. A man might use infidelity to escape from boredom, dissatisfaction with his life, or personal insecurities. He might be seeking excitement, validation, or simply a way to numb the pain of his own internal struggles. Now, it's not a healthy coping mechanism, folks. It's a temporary escape that ultimately creates more problems than it solves. It's crucial to address those underlying issues, to seek therapy, to confront those demons head-on. We've covered a lot of ground today, folks. We've explored the 13 shocking reasons why men cheat, from lack of emotional connection to the need for distraction. But remember, understanding these reasons isn't about condoning infidelity. It's about gaining insight, promoting awareness, and ultimately working towards healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Communication is key, folks. Talk to your partner, express your needs, listen to their concerns. Don't let resentment fester. Don't sweep problems under the rug. Be honest with yourselves and each other, and seek help if needed. There are resources available, therapists who can guide you, and strategies for rebuilding trust and strengthening your bond. Remember, relationships take work, commitment, and a willingness to grow together. Don't give up on love, folks. Fight for it, nurture it, and cherish it. For more insights into relationships and personal growth, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications.